And we're live. Whoa! Guess what? Looks like we got cleaned out here. I thought Japan was a safe country. I thought it was a safe country, but all my board games seem to have disappeared. So this is a transitional picture, actually. This is the shelves that we usually record in front of in their new location. Not quite at the right angle, though. I didn't take the photo at the right angle, but close enough. But yeah, so we'll be in our new digs next week, hopefully, and hopefully the internet and everything will be working, so there won't be any major complications. But yeah, that's the other thing I'm worried about is there may be an echo because it's a totally different size space. So lighting and sound and everything's going to be a little off until we get the hang of it. But so Matt, thank you so much. You're coming all the way from the U.S. on my old TV. It's not even on a shelf. It's just kind of hanging on the side there. But yeah, this is the beginning of Golden Week in Japan, so it's like a bunch of national holidays kind of all within a few days of each other. So a lot of people take the intervening days off and make a week of it. And that lets the hotels like quadruple the prices, and the airline tickets are triple price, and everything is much more expensive because everyone has a holiday at the same time. In this country. So it's not good. They really take advantage. But yeah, so this was a good time to make our move. So what have you been up to, Matt?
What have I been up to? You know, I started watching. Have you ever heard of a 90s Japanese series called Gokenen Zankuro? I can't say that.
No, I don't think so.
It's a Ken Watanabe show.
Okay.
Yeah, nice, and it's hilarious. Someone put the whole thing on YouTube.
Oh, wow.
with subtitles, which is awesome.
Nice.
And it's basically he's a very, very, very low status samurai during the Tokugawa shogunate. So he has nothing to do. And they barely pay him. So he takes all these side jobs to make money.
Nice.
And it feels like you're watching an 80s Private Eye show.
Oh, cool.
With samurai.
Right. Nice.
It's pretty cool. It's kind of fun, but it doesn't, they make no attempt to at least in the subtitles, there's no attempt to make the way they speak seem antiquated or anything. Yeah, it's really interesting. It's kind of fun to watch, and it's Ken Watanabe.
Yeah. There've been a few detective, like Edo period detective shows. Like Great Inspector so and so, and so they've had some interesting. Where I think they really like Columbo in Japan, so they're trying to figure out how to kind of do that kind of thing. So so there are some things that come across more like detective shows, but they're actually samurai set. Series. Yeah, that's cool.
Other than that, I ran Black Sword Hack again on Tuesday.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was fun. The players agreed to help a ship captain go find a lost treasure, and they had to put in a port that was the capital of the quote unquote lawful nation, because the themes of chaos and law are a big part of that game, and it didn't go too great for them, and they ended up getting pressed into service, so their whole plan to go get super rich on some lost island have been postponed.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, pretty fun.
Nice. Yeah, just moving basically, and I realized I probably should have had a board game sale or something before I moved. That would have made my life a hell of a lot easier. Yeah, I realized there's stuff I'm like, why am I moving this? I don't even want to play this. Why am I putting this in a box? Yeah, but so things should be, and it's nice. It's going to be kind of a bit of a reset as well, because we've been in the same space forever. So this will be nice to have kind of a fresh start. Maybe we'll change some stuff around with the live streams and stuff, and hopefully make them sound better. We'll see how that goes. But no game related stuff. Just prepping, doing some prep for tomorrow's Dune. I'm really curious how you guys are going to approach this, and how many people get involved, how many houses are involved. And I was reading something. Some people were talking. It was just in a Dune subreddit or something about rogue houses, about how you can actually have a house that if you oppose, if you get in enough trouble, basically that's what Jessica and Paul would have had to do with House Atreides if they would have left Dune. If they would have left Arrakis, they couldn't have really established, and tried to go back to Caladan, they couldn't have really established themselves as a great house again, and they probably would have been rogue because they would have been in opposition to the Emperor. So I'm just thinking of all sorts of fun complications that can happen.
They're talking a lot about an echo. I don't know is it possible there's two sounds?
Of course there is. Let me check here. Yes, there is. Thank you guys. There we go. Oh, I literally thought that Orcus was saying that because of the stupid background JPEG. The empty space. Sorry guys. Well, that was my sound effect, and I was even talking about making things sound better. Yeah, for some reason, OBS is making me make a new video source every time. It won't detect the camera, so it gives me an additional audio source that doesn't show up. Like you have to scroll down to actually find it. Sorry guys. All right, now just me. I'm alone, not 12 of me in a large hall. Sorry, dude. Sorry. It's hard to focus on just one voice. Sorry about
Only
that.
Got room for so many voices in our heads.
That's right. Yes, I should have put a big reverb on the whole thing. Yeah, sorry about that. That's always a thing I can't see ahead of time. At least I guess it would have been better than having duplicated zero audio, but there we go. All right. So let's do this. Let's see what's going on this week. Are y'all set?
Yep.
Welcome to the weekly. I'm Jeremy.
I'm Matt.
Hey, Matt. And this week on the weekly, MEKBORG and STEEL PSALM, Embracer divides, Zone Wars retail release, This is FreeTrader Beowulf, and Roll20 for Discord. Oh my. So let's start out with something fun. I'm not sure. This looks like the creators are doing it. They're committing to the bit, but I hope it's just not a reskin. So MEKBORG and STEEL PSALM are possibly reskins, hopefully a little bit more, of MÖRKBORG and Forbidden Psalm. So 2 books are being released that are going to use the old school D20 rules from those original fantasy books. One is a miniatures game and one is an RPG. So this will be, you'll be playing mech knights. So robot on robot combat with doom metal aesthetics. And the artwork didn't really, so that's why I'm a little bit suspicious. The artwork didn't really say doom metal. It just said Robotech. I don't know. It didn't say anything it didn't look too extreme. But the books look like they're designed well. It just doesn't have that kind of edge to it. You're a mech knight in a collapsing galaxy where you'll battle rogue mechs, mechs of other philosophies, so from these other houses, horrible creatures, and the like, as you watch the universe devour itself. So STEEL PSALM will be the miniatures game, the miniatures agnostic skirmish game. So you'll be in that running a full unit of 5 mechs. And you can either play that cooperatively against each other in competition, or I guess kind of PvE, like you'll be fending off some unspeakable invasion. And so basically, if you know the two original games, you'll know how to play this because the rules seem very much the same. There's just a few things that have been changed. The orders that you can associate yourself with are called the four great hegemonies, and they are the Black Order, fighting for the favor of their merciless god, the Mages of Nata, which are magics and atrophy. Cyanide Industries, that mask their warmongering intentions through utopian propaganda, and the House of Xanth, that their soldiers are wrecked mechs, or you can design your own faction. So I guess they'll give you ways, because your faction will also give you some skills or abilities. So these two books are being produced. Both covers, if you put them together, combine to make one gruesome image. So it's a little bit of incentive to buy both. So there's a tagline from the Kickstarter page: the universe could end tomorrow, or it could end in 25 million years from today. There is no way to tell. There is also no way to stop it. So MEKBORG is being written by John K. Webb and published by DM Dave Publishing. And then Steel PSALM is being written by Dave Hamrick, and DM Dave is filling in on the publishing as well. So both of these are not directly affiliated with their original creators, but they're using their very friendly license to run these. So the 5 abilities you have in this game are agility, knowledge, toughness, charisma, and luck, and the same luck mechanics as before. For Steel PSALM, it's 5 models, and they suggest you use the 35 to 45 millimeter model, so like BattleTech and things will fit the bill. And basically it sounds very, very similar. Just the theming is a bit different, but there'll be scenarios for all of the for both of the game, or for the miniatures game. So you choose your mech, chassis, upgrades, and even your pilot's class and statistics, and that will kind of flesh out what you're able to do. And let's see. So yeah, some of the names of the groups, or I guess the gangs for the different hegemonies are: the Black Order has the Zealots, the Crusaders, the Purifiers. The Mages have Void Sorcerers, Chaos Weavers, and Cyanide Industries has the Blood Brokers, the Profiteers, and the Ghouls of Greed. So pretty heavy theming. And there's a starter scenario in the MEKBORG, the RPG game, Dead Man's Hand, which you'll work with some mercenary knights, and then Steel PSALM will have 10 different scenarios included. But if that's not enough, if 2 books is not enough, they're including, or they're offering an ammo box. So the ammo box is going to be kind of the all-in, where you'll get the books, but you'll also get stickers and a set of dice for each of the hegemonies, and you'll get enamel pins, and I think they just unlocked patches, iron-on patches. So it's a big box of stuff for to support everything that they kind of invented for this universe. And if you were in early, or you can buy it as an add-on, there is a yellow enamel pin with the MEKBORG logo on it, or I guess icon. So and on the page there's a free sample of the rules if you want to check out. But I think you basically know what you're dealing with if you've played any of the other versions. And this is the company's, I guess, DM Dave's 7th campaign. So they're not new to this. So they should be able to get this done. And they say everything is written and laid out. The ink is drying, as they said on the page. So you'll get the PDFs as soon as the pledge manager charges you. So the fulfillment date for the physical books is November. So yeah, this will be pretty quick. They are expected to have printing completed by November of this year, and then hopefully they'll be out by the end of the year. So yeah, if pirates aren't enough for you, and you need even a little, and I guess vampires, right? There's just a vampire kind of mod. If that's not enough, well, now mechs are available. You can pilot giant robots.
Did it say anything about, like, if you just buy MEKBORG, how they handle, like, are there rules for in and out of your mech kind of thing? Like,
oh, interesting. I wonder. Yeah, it doesn't say. Yeah, because it's saying that you are Yeah, you are a knight. Like you're a single mech knight, so a single pilot, but I guess probably there would have to be. Yeah, that's interesting. That would probably be something worth looking at the rules for if you're confined confined to your mech the whole time, which would make sense in the miniatures game. But it doesn't say.
Or are they just really abstract with how the mech part of it happens? I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point, because it's not going to be a ship mechanic or anything. It's going to be very different. So if that is your character, yeah. In the description on the, I didn't get a sense of that. If you are, if you just make your pilot and then build the mech, yeah, interesting. I guess they want that robot on robot clash. Everything you can do, all of your conversation just over the radio, right? Everyone's got a radio voice.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to pass any judgment, because when I first heard about Pirate Borg, I was kind of skeptical.
Yeah, right.
But it sounds like it's a really good, solid game. Mm-hmm. So, maybe this one is too. I noticed that they still have. Is it part of the license that you have to have a end of the world thing in your game?
I think maybe, yeah, maybe that's just part of the setting. Yeah,
if that's part of the license. That would be awesome. Like if you want to use our MEKBORG rules, you have to have a end of the world thing.
Yeah. I haven't read through the license, but that would be great. And yeah, it seems like without that, you're kind of missing. But they do kind of leave it open ended. The universe could end tomorrow or in millions and millions of years. So yeah.
Even Black Sword Hack has that in it, right? But it's totally, you figure it out,
Right. Yeah, definitely. Cool. Yeah, so we'll see. I'll put a link to that if you want to check that out. I think they've still got a few more days on that. We're not too late on this one. And so they're hitting all the genres. Every flavor of MEKBORG is going to be available someday. All right, so here is some weird news. So we were wondering how the Embracer creature reproduced. Was it asexual? Was it some sort of bizarre eldritch ritual? Well, no, they just divide like cells. So Lars Wingefors has announced they're splitting Embracer. So they spent all this time and all this money collecting, just like hoarding these companies, and now they're just going to chop them up and spit them out in little clumps, in greasy little clumps. So Embracer, I think as a name, will be no more, because they're breaking it up into 3 separate entities. And it kind of makes sense that the synergy, and that we read like early days that they were talking about, this is going to be great. We're going to have comics companies and, production companies for film and television, and we're going to have, video games. So we're going to be making these projects that are so linked, the synergy will be incredible. Well, that doesn't work because the management isn't there. They obviously the guiding hand did not work. So Embracer Group is saddled with $1.5 billion of debt that they're trying to figure out how to deal with. Well, how do we do this? Let's split the company into 3 entities. So the 3 different parts are going to be Asmodee. So that will be a thing on its own, unencumbered again. Asmodee, and then Coffee Stain and Friends. I don't understand why it says and Friends, and Middle Earth Enterprises and Friends. So I don't know if these are the official like corporate legal names, but they put and Friends at the end of 2 of those. So Lars has said it's all part of a plan to eventually make good games and make money. Well, that would be cool. That's kind of what the business thing is all about. So there's a ton of quotes from him. He did an interview with Games Industry. So basically, the board game people want to talk to him. The video game people want to talk to him. So he's been doing interviews about this for everybody, kind of letting them know what the fate of their favorite company that was, swallowed up by Embracer is. So remember last summer, they started their restructuring program after they failed their big $2 billion deal with Saudi Arabia, that weird group that invests in entertainment and Western entertainment in Saudi Arabia. That fell through, and because they had spent so much money acquiring Asmodee, that's where most of their 1.5 billion in debt came. So they committed to restructuring and fired a ton of people. A quote from Lars says, "What happened in 2023 was a situation for the industry, ourselves, and the capital market. As the capital markets worsened, let's create the optimal environment to create success for my people in business and start talking to stakeholders about how we see the future." So they don't want to talk about those failings anymore. So the interesting thing is Asmodee will be taking on 900 million of this 1.5 million debt on itself. And but Wingefors says he thinks the studio can handle it, no problem, because, quote, "Banks love Asmodee. They know the company has been highly leveraged on their private equity ownership for more than a decade. Board gaming is a very stable business with very stable cash flows." Really? producing physical goods is the way to go, huh? Forever. That'll never change. So so the other two companies will not have a lot to pay off. Coffee Stain and Friends and Middle Earth and Friends will not have to deal with too much. And they're trying to get everything up and earning as fast as possible. But for Wingefors himself, he plans to start a new company. So this new venture doesn't have a name yet, but it will operate under an ownership structure that also runs on a long-term supporting shareholder. He'll operate in the same way that he did with Embracer, a long-term supporting shareholder. So he's saying, no, we're changing the name. It doesn't have anything to do with, admitting defeat or that we made mistakes or we want to step away from this whole debacle. No, that's not it at all. It's a strategic decision. So another quote, "The trust and value you are creating as a public company is only driven by the execution. So what I will say to the new management teams is don't talk too much, just deliver and it will sort itself out." Sage advice. So it'll sort itself out. So previously, we heard that they owned Gearbox Entertainment, and those are the creators of Borderlands, and they're going to sell them to Take-Two Entertainment. But they still own and control over 9,000 franchises in both comics and gaming. That's amazing. So Middle-earth Enterprises and Friends, this is odd, will focus on gaming development and publishing for PC and console. So they're going to make video games. How many characters in the Lord of the Rings are going to get their own video game? So they are going to manage the rights for the Lord of the Rings and the Tomb Raider franchises. I guess that's the and Friends. It's Frodo and Lara Croft in one company. So they hope for a better structure to maximize the potential of its highly strategic franchises. So this big video game entity also already has Crystal Dynamics, Dam Busters, Eidos Montreal, Flying Hog, Vertigo Games, Warhorse, 4A Games, and they have IPs like Dead Island, Killing Floor, and Metro. Oh, that's too bad. They own a Metro. So, and this all came about, they're using this name, and these rights came about from their purchase of Middle-earth Enterprises for $400 million in August. And that was only slightly more than Amazon paid for just the rights for their Rings of Power.
Because isn't it that the Amazon has a very technical kind of sliver of the rights, and Warner Brothers has another sliver of the rights, and then Embracer got like everything else.
Right. Yeah. And I guess Warner Brothers is going to keep producing stuff so they don't lose any of that. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what people can produce. So in this interview, they also reproduced this whole letter to the employees and shareholders. The interesting details in the letter, though, was he actually showed a little bit of like his control. He had 20% of the capital invested in 20% of the capital in Embracer and 40% of the votes in his position. So yes, those weird three entities. So he also says he will remain an active part, committed, and a supportive shareholder of all of the 3 new entities. So he's still going to be involved. He's just hoping that this restructuring helps things run independently and make a little bit more sense. Asmodee's CEO is going to be replaced to help deal with that. So you're the new CEO. Here's $900 million of debt. Good luck. that should be fun. Yeah. So the Saudi Arabian government backed Savvy Games Group. That's right. That's the deal that fell through that really put them in a weird position, and that's what caused them to lay off about 1,400 people. So yeah, we've heard all about that in recent or in previous weeks. But Asmodee, they have the distributors for big properties still like Pokemon, Magic, and Yu-Gi-Oh! And then, of course, they own the studios that make Catan, Days of Wonder. They own Fantasy Flight Games, Lookout Games, and Z-Man. So lots of stuff and lots of IPs still under their control.
But,
yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just, maybe it's my built-in contempt for unfettered capitalism, but I don't view Asmodee as ever having been worth $900 million. Like, no offense. Yes, they got real big and they bought a bunch of other little game companies, but still, they're just some tabletop game companies. I mean,
right, but Settlers of Catan, come on, that can't be. And Ticket to Ride. I mean, it's unbeatable titles that you can just reprint forever.
They can't even afford to produce enough of that Star Wars Unlimited game.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, like they did a small run because they probably wisely figured, well, we kind of burnt everybody when we scrapped the last Star Wars card game.
Right.
But then it turned out it's a fairly decent game and people want to play it, and they don't have the cards to sell. I mean,
whoops! And now they're going to overprint, and then they're going to nice. And
they have a $900 million debt. This is just This is a shell game by the Embracer people. Like,
yeah.
If Asmodee now goes and dies, files bankruptcy, they don't care. It's not their problem anymore. Mm-hmm.
No, that's true. And things are only getting worse and worse for producing physical goods and shipping them anywhere. A lot of the shipping now can't even deal with the Suez Canal. They're literally going around Africa to get to Europe. Yeah. So it's insane. And that adds a month. That adds a month to transportation times at least from Asia. That's the kind of basis that I know. Yeah. So it's there was a big interview that the Game Biz did. And he admits his mistakes. He's not arrogant. He's humble enough to say, we didn't handle this well. But I don't think they're going to be saving anybody. There was a funny quote from the Kind of Funny CEO George Miller at the last DICE Awards in February, where he says, the Embracer Group is here. They really fucked up the place, haven't they? So I guess every industry is kind of feeling the effects of what Embracer has done. Just grabbing random entertainment. They have so many people that have so many big IPs that it's really really crazy.
When they just started buying stuff up, remember we talked about this actually. I was terrified that they were going to get Free League. I'm so glad Free League dodged the bullet.
Yeah, and hopefully, the owners are not just looking at because I think the founders of Free League, went into it as gamers and they want to make games, and so they're not just looking at it as, oh my God, this will be such a payday for us, but then be saddled with all of this corporate directives and all this weird new instructions from their owners. But I'm glad too that didn't go any further. But
did you hear that, Wizards of the Coast? Gamers who want to make games.
Wow, isn't that weird?
Yeah,
that's weird. Not just monetize their players. So a final quote from Wingefors that where he defended his position to buy Asmodee. The pretty much what everyone is pointing to as the error that broke the company is its business. I really enjoy and I would like to be in long term, but in hindsight, yes, we put on debt acquiring Asmodee, and it's been painful. I think it's too early to say what's right or wrong in this. So he still isn't. Yeah, I guess he's not taking all the blame. He's still saying, "Yeah, well, that was the best move at the time." But things have changed. Yeah, I think you're right, though. They don't care what happens to Asmodee, and I don't think things are gonna. I think the golden age of board gaming it's only going to stay with maybe smaller publishers that can survive on crowdfunding, because I think the larger model is going to be in trouble. I can't imagine doing a board game retail or anything right now and trying to get things at a decent price.
Nobody owns Come On, right?
Yeah, I think they're still separate, and they're acquiring some pretty interesting IPs. So they'll have some interesting products in the future. But they've got a little bit of an addiction to crowdfunding. So we'll see.
Oh, yeah. Although they're using Game Found or one of those for pre-orders now.
That's right. We talked about that. Yeah, they did switch. Yeah, they switched over.
They have one I just got an ad for that. It's called the Dread Citadel or something. It's like a co-op dungeon delving game with a long-term campaign and of course a million miniatures because Come On.
Yeah.
But what got my attention was it's all Paul Bonner art. And I was
yeah, that's right.
Oh, that looks so good.
Yeah. He's been releasing those on his Facebook. It's amazing. Yeah. Yeah, that almost. I mean, that's what got me addicted to Riot Minds is all their Paul Bonner art. So that's definitely worth taking a look at, and of course a ton of miniatures.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, so we'll see. And I also saw they were doing a live stream about Plague Bearer. Plague Bearer is their RPG universe for Zombicide. The Zombicide Black Plague, like the fantasy version. So they're doing they're doing an RPG fantasy setting called Plague Bearer where you can, I guess, play zombies. I don't know. I don't know if playing a zombie is exactly.
It's just like what we were talking about before we came on. No, I want to kill the zombies.
Right.
I don't want to be some emo zombie guy.
But I don't want to eat brains.
Yeah.
It's.
I'm conflicted. Whatever.
Yeah. So we'll see. But they're gonna, because they've got they'll be doing some other RPG work as well. So we'll see how they handle that. And they've got the Trudvang. Yeah, they've got the Trudvang license now, so they can finish their board game and perhaps release a playable version of the setting.
Could you imagine a world where there's a Trudvang and a Cadwallon that have playable rules?
Whoa!
Wow, that would be awesome.
Very crazy. Well, hey, you mentioned Free League. So speaking of Free League, they have a new retail release, and hopefully they're fulfilling. It sounds like we've gotten updates that it's being fulfilled as we speak, so it's on its way. So Mutant Year Zero Zone Wars was kickstarted last year, and they've just announced the retail release date for it. So June 4th, you can get your copy. Pre-orders are open now. So this is a tabletop miniatures skirmish game. Set in the Mutant Year Zero setting, and so post-apocalyptic world. So similar to there's already Fallout. There's a couple of Fallout, right? Fallout Wasteland, Fallout Factions, lots of Fallout. And but what makes this, I think, more interesting is it's using Year Zero mechanics and the factions that they have released throughout the history of their publishing, Mutant Year Zero. So. You are, let's see, so from their announcement, lead a band of mutant stalkers into the zone and fight others scavenging for artifacts from the ancients. Stake out your claims in the post-apocalyptic wasteland or die trying. Free League Publishing today revealed the Mutant Year Zero Zone Wars. So a fast and furious miniature skirmish game. So this will include a box set, which is your starter set that gives you, for 2 players, 10 32 mil miniatures of the Arc Mutants, the forever seeking their mythical origins, and the Gen Lab tribe, the animal mutants that escaped from a genetic laboratory.
That's what everyone wants to play.
Yes, exactly. Yes, the warthogs and the ducks, and yes, and the first expansion will make it 4 player playable game, which will give you 2 more factions, the robots and psionics. So of course, those come from the other 2 expansions. The I keep forgetting the Technica. What was it called? I keep forgetting the name of that setting. We played it once. Mechatron. That's right, Mechatron. It's too much like a Transformers name. I always get confused. Yeah. So Mechatron. The robots will be from the Mechatron Hive, and the psionics will be the secretive humans of the Nova Cult. So that was all available in the Kickstarter. And a couple of interesting things about the game mechanics is they have their own unique initiative system. So it's not you go, I go, and it's not round robin. So I think there's you're spending points or you're rolling something. It's like something a little bit more unique to give some different dynamics. Of course, it's using the D6 dice, D6 pool of dice. And of course, 6s hit, and you can push to re-roll, but you risk damaging equipment. And they also have zone cards. So of course, in the zone, there'll be all kinds of different radiation and effects that you need to avoid. So you'll be drawing cards to determine what's going wrong that turn. And so a quote from the designers: they are embracing the mayhem and emergent narrative to create a fun and fast-flowing experience. So you probably have tweaked Year Zero to get it to work nice and fast for combat, because that's basically, exploration and combat is what you'll be doing. And they worked hard to keep early aggression from swinging matches too early. So they also said the abilities that your characters have, either the modules of the robots or the mutations of the other mutants will allow things to allow you to mitigate or react well to big things that in other games might throw the balance off a bit more. So all the miniatures arrive assembled but unpainted, and you play on a 36 by 36 inch, so 3 by 3 play area. So you get a paper mat included, cardboard terrain, a rule book, and a ruler, and all the tokens needed. There are 5 pre-written scenarios included in the original box. Or sorry, additional. Alongside, and actually there are solo rules as well. That's right. That's something that was unlocked during the campaign. There are solo rules as well, which is always a little tricky for miniatures games, but they've been doing better. At that. So the 5 pre-written scenarios are in addition to, I believe, the 10 that are included in the core box. So that was the supplement details. You get plenty of scenarios to play, and you'll get additional 10 more figures in the expansion. So robots and anthropomorphic animals, all kinds of good stuff. And I think this is a default for retail, but for retail, they're going to do the sun dropping process on all of the miniatures. So the kind of directional spray. So they'll be primed maybe black and then sprayed from above with white. So it kind of brings the details out of the miniature themselves. There's a couple of miniature companies that have done that as an extra add-on. If you don't want to paint miniatures, or if you just want to do like washes over this effect, it works pretty well, or glazing kind of. So it'll allow you to not have to, get them on the table and they won't look like just gray plastic, I think is the attempt there. So so they're talking about sun dropping, and all of the miniatures were sculpted by Alejandro Munez Martin and Daniel Blue Ice. So I think they may have worked on, because the only other board game, I was a little bit, worried about them being able to produce miniatures, because I think the only previous game they've done is the Tales from the Loop board game had miniatures, and so they're not known for producing miniatures, but things looked really good. The sculpts look really good for this game, so we'll just see how the plastic is and how they are the sun dropping and everything comes across, because sometimes that's a nice bonus or a nice benefit, but they're doing it in such large factory batches. Occasionally you get the miniature that didn't quite get enough of the spray, or he got a little too much. Yeah. He's got a little birthday cake frosting on his head. So we'll see how that goes. So pre-orders are available now. I'll put a link to the website. There's no exact, they're not saying when the pre-orders will be shipped, but they're usually shipped well before things actually reach retail. So it's a nice, you'll get them just as they're getting into stores. So that's the benefit of ordering directly from Free League. And the street date is, like I said, June 4th for Zone Wars. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting my copy. That's been one of the...
did you order? You ordered that one? Okay.
Had to do it. Yeah, the setting and everything was too good. Yeah.
It looked neat. I definitely checked it out, but I think you need a bumper that's like, not another skirmish game bumper or something that you can run for these.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because we already said, like, Fallout, if you wanted to play post-apocalyptic, gathering junk and fighting with different clans, yeah, Fallout's got you covered already. So yeah, it's a tricky thing. I kind
of wonder if did they work with Modiphius on this one, because this does seem more like a Modiphius thing than a Free League thing.
That's true. Yeah, no, it is a little bit unusual for them, and yeah, that's I would like, or I can't wait to see like what the quality of the tokens and components are like, because Free League is a little bit step above with those sorts of things. So yeah, if they were kind of working with Modiphius as in distribution, or just like some kind of logistics, that will be interesting, because you'll definitely see a Modiphius level of quality, which is not bad, but it's not Free League. They don't choose their paper as carefully.
Yeah. I do like the idea of a push mechanic in there, because I love the Year Zero engine push mechanic stuff. So to see that in not an RPG is kind of sounds fun.
Yeah, and I really love the Stargrave, Frostgrave, but rolling a single D20. I think handfuls of D6s is more fun, and yes. So I think that will fit well. So yeah, we'll see how that goes, and I'll unbox that as soon as it shows up, and we'll see what that looks like. So this is FreeTrader Beowulf. Calling anyone, Mayday, Mayday. So a box emblazoned with those words went on sale for the first time in July 22nd, 1977 at the Origins 3 Game Fair. So that heralded the advent of the Traveler role-playing game from GDW. So there's a book now available that is the history of Traveler, which is the first science fiction role-playing game ever published. I don't know. Is that disputed? Is there anybody disputing that?
Depends on how you feel about Metamorphosis Alpha.
Oh, right. Yes, if that's like post-apocalyptic or what? Yeah, if that's pure sci-fi. So so if you've ever wondered, this is kind of the evolution of the game system itself, and like the publishing history. So right now you can buy the PDF. The digital PDF is available through drive-thru, and I believe there's still a physical book that Mongoose on the Mongoose website. So I'll put links to both of those. The Mongoose website will let you order. I think it was like £45, British pounds, for the print version of this very history. So talking about Traveler, so though its innovative design and its development of its evocative universe of charted space, it has become one of the longest running sci-fi RPGs in history. However, its path would not be simple. After Traveler reached its early apogee just 4 years in, it would face decades of increasing problems, raising many questions. Why did GDW decide to shatter their imperium? What led to them to seek outside help to produce the second edition of the game? Why did they abandon the Traveler system in their next revision? How could such a popular publisher face bankruptcy just 2 decades in? And similarly, what happened to Imperium Games, Quicklink Interactive, and the others who followed in GDW's footsteps as the inheritors of the Traveler legacy? And finally, I guess this is handled by Mongoose. How did Mongoose Publishing reach into the past and bring Traveler back to its position as the industry's best-loved sci-fi game? Oh, Mongoose, you did it again.
They really did improve the system.
Yeah, good. So this volume will answer all of those questions. So the book tracks Traveler from its inspirations in the early 70s through its initial publication across the 7 distinct editions of its original 2D6 system, and to reveal the 3 major publishers, GDW, Imperium Games, and Mongoose, as well as many of the licensees. So, most importantly, it will talk about how a traveler fell into darkness before descending into a long night and how it rose again as a phoenix. So this book is by the authors of Designers and Dragons, which told the history of the entire role-playing industry. So this is a very a focus, like a volume that focuses specifically on the history of only Traveler, kind of, without the other kind of in context events. This comes this is an intimate history of a single role-playing game culled from hundreds of primary sources and interviews. So have you read many of the Designers and Dragons games or listened to them? They're audiobooks as well.
Yeah, I've listened to the whole series of audiobooks.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, they're not bad. I don't, this is off topic, but the narrator's not great.
Oh, right.
But they're pretty interesting, and he does talk about Traveler, at the relevant time, and which makes me wonder if did Mark Millar sign off on this book?
Oh, interesting. Yeah, let me see. In this release, it doesn't say. Yeah, it doesn't say if it directly if he's directly involved. Ah, interesting. Yeah,
because he kind of oscillates between being like bitter, take my ball and go home, and all about it. Like seems like he goes back and forth. So I wonder if he was involved, if they got any direct stuff for the book from him, which would be nice.
Right. I saw somebody was doing I think an interview with him where they were talking about this book. So I just saw the title of it. So he may have had, at least he knows of it. So maybe it was him bashing it, but I'm not sure what his involvement was. But somebody did, because I'm trying to think, I was seeing his name associated with this, but I think it was just because of that interview on YouTube that I saw. So I'll dig for that. I'll put a link to that as well. So we'll find out what the creator actually has to say about why are you doing this. Nice. Yeah. Good.
Oh, go ahead.
No, yeah. So the only thing I was just going to mention, this is off topic again too, but the Designers and Dragons, it's the funny thing about the audiobook is I think doesn't the the voice actor or whatever reads the kind of the weird indexes. This is something that for an audiobook they probably should skip, but they have these weird indexes in each chapter where they say, if you'd like more history on this company, read them. And he reads through this whole.
He does. Yeah. I'm surprised. I'm surprised that dude didn't read like the ISBN number or something.
Yeah, right. It was weird. Yeah. They should have maybe done a little editing for the audiobook. Those get a little weird. But so check this out. I think it's $30 on drive-thru, $30 US. If you are interested in the history, and maybe that same gentleman will read the audiobook version. So.
I got an Audible credit just waiting. I'll just do that.
You're waiting for him. So that should be fun. And again, Mongoose comes out looking good in the end. They saved Paranoia, they saved Traveler. What haven't they saved?
Didn't they have RuneQuest for a while too?
I think they did. Yeah, they had a lot of stuff, and I think they even published like Judge Dredd. Like, there's a lot of stuff. I'm like, oh, Mongoose. Yeah, they juggled a lot of properties. Yeah. But and finally, speaking of weird combinations of things that maybe shouldn't exist, Roll20 is coming directly to your Discord server. So this is. I mean, I think they're bracing themselves because I think Discord is an amazingly popular voice chat and client for RPGs right now, especially after the pandemic. And if you're having any trouble with the web-based stuff that Roll20 or the other clients offer, Discord was definitely your default. I think few people had fewer problems hearing each other and getting connected using Discord. So Roll20 is taking advantage of this. So they're integrating the Roll20 mechanics right into the voice and chat platform. So instead of running Roll20 in a separate browser, you can just start an activity within Discord itself, and that will run Roll20 as well. And the interesting thing is, it will you can switch between the web-based and Discord-based versions, and they will keep syncing with what's going on. So if you're adding things or tweaking things on either side, they will synchronize. So you just have to click that little rocket ship on the that creates an activity, and then Roll20 will be one of your options. A quote from the developers: "We are thrilled to introduce Roll20 to a new audience through our collaboration with Discord." So this is Riley Dutton, co-founder of Roll20. "We know how many existing Roll20 users love Discord, and we're excited to offer them an easier way to play." So if you're lucky enough to have a Roll20 account and a Discord account with the same email, you can just seamlessly log into both. Otherwise, you're going to have to make one that matches your Roll20 login. Every member will have to have a Roll20 account. It can just be a free account, and then, of course, Discord. The first person that logs in to make the activity should probably be the GM, because they control everything. So you kind of have to have your GM log in first. But it's nice because you can kind of, just like Roll20, you can leave and come back, and no states of the game change. You're seamlessly updated, as well as jumping between the Discord client and the web client. Those are a seamless experience as well. So the only thing that isn't seamless is you're going to have to stay with if you're doing video as well, you stay with your voice and video calls in Discord, and you won't be using the voice and video client in Roll20. Those don't cooperate or speak to each other. They're probably totally different technologies. That's probably not a bad thing, because that was the biggest pain in the ass with Roll20, is to get everybody to be able to be heard or seen or anything. So the video and voice tools within Roll20 will not work on your Discord call, but you'll have all the tools available to you in Discord for Roll20 that are available through either your Pro or Plus accounts. And the other exciting thing is this implementation is going to feature JumpGate. So JumpGate is that overhaul of Roll20 we talked about before. So it's still in testing, but they're going to kind of show it off, because they know they've got probably not a lot of new prospective customers, subscribers at least, on Discord. And so they're going to show off JumpGate through this beta version of the Discord. So how can you access this? So this Discord integration will first be available to Roll20 Pro subscribers. So how much do you have to pay a month for that? I don't want to know. So it's going to be an early exclusive beta testing phase that will start April 30th. And then later this year, they're going to unveil it to the general public. It will be available on both the Discord app and browser, but unfortunately not through mobile, because that would be a nightmare to implement. So yeah, that sounds like they're circling the wagons, getting ready for whatever the hell Wizards is doing. Yeah, getting things. People that are just like, Roll20. Oh damn, because as soon as I saw that, I was even thinking, oh, maybe we should see how Roll20 works in Discord, because they do have so much, officially published content for so many games in Roll20. One of these days we may end up there.
So it looks like the Roll20 Pro is $110 a year. Which, I mean,
that's not as bad as I thought. Yeah.
If you break it down monthly, I guess it's not that bad. Ugh.
Yeah, all in one chunk. That is a little hard to swallow, but no, that is pretty. I was imagining like $40 or $50 a month, so that's great. I guess they really don't. They're not offering. There's not that much, unless they give you a complete library of games. They're really not offering that much more just functionality.
Did I miss it? Do you have to be one of the paid subscriber levels on Discord to use this? Or can you be a free Discord user?
I think you can probably do. Yeah, they don't say that it requires. The only thing they say is that all of the features that are paid on Roll20 will be available in the Discord version. So I think the Discord is I don't think you have to be paid on Discord, because you can start an activity on any level of that would be the worst thing, though, if you had to be paying on both platforms.
Yeah, it would, because Discord is handy, and it's pretty darn popular. I get it, but they're really getting into the tiers of things to unlock behind your paywalls and stuff, and tiresome.
No, and they really, I guess because it was initially created for like a gaming, voice chat gaming platform, the way that they like the terminology and everything. Would you like to hyper supercharge your account?
Yeah.
And it's like, what? They're always popping up things. It's like, I don't even know what that would mean. So no, I don't want to do that.
For an extra $2 a month, you can play the duck sound effect.
Nice. That would be great. Yeah, so if you're already doing both of these things, if you're already used Discord and abandoned the Roll20 voice chat and video, then you're all set. And if your emails match, you are super set. And if you're paying Roll20 some money, you're even more set for April 30th when you can when pro users can give this a shot. So yeah, I would like to see how this is implemented, and I really want to see what Jumpgate looks like, if it's going to make it, usable, much more usable, because I really don't like the clunkiness of Roll20. But yeah, but we haven't had connectivity trouble with Discord, so we'll have to see. I don't want to be drawn in. There's got to be there's got to be something. But you know how they
I was just gonna say, I don't. Between you've got Foundry, we both have Alchemy. I don't want to do another one.
I know, another like a set of keyboard shortcuts, and it's just like, how do I do this? Why is this not showing up? Yeah. Just like game systems, you kind of you're like, I just want to play this one. Can we just do this? Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see how well this does, and if it actually helps them, and hopefully it's executed well, because they're gonna, this year sometime. I mean, we haven't gotten any real definite dates, but they're gonna get some competition for doing your D&D. Yeah, that would be really sad though, because this won't have the full 3D graphical interface. But if this is more usable than what Wizards offers, no one's even going to get off of their Roll20 accounts to go check out the D&D virtual experience. So that'll be funny.
Oh yeah, I don't think it's gonna be the massive success that Chris Cox, or whatever his name is betting on, because everybody has 5th edition tools.
Yes,
in their VTTs already. Like Alchemy, as much as I don't really care about 5e, was really smart. They led with a bunch of 5e stuff, and because they wanted to get that started ahead of time, and so the D&D one is, I'm sure it'll have a ton of people. It'll get some hype because they'll have a lot of great marketing for it, but there's a lot of people already playing it on other things. And why change? Yeah,
especially if you're going to have if there's any sort of learning curve. Yeah, so I think they probably have a good percentage of the D&D Beyond users, because that implementation will probably be pretty seamless. You just port your character sheets right over. But even things like Foundry have 3D modules, so you can actually use 3D assets and terrain and stuff. I'm not sure how it runs, but in Foundry, so yeah, there's already stuff available to do all kinds of 5e shenanigans, and a lot of it's officially published stuff. So I really think that they would have to give you a free taste of the most amazing stuff that they can offer, and basically give you access to every adventure ever published, official, implementation of it, and then slam the door on you and say, you like that, didn't you? Do you want some more? I think that's the only way they're going to get much, generate much new customer interest, people that already aren't using D&D Beyond.
They should have put that ridiculous Vecna Infinity Gauntlet adventure as part of, like, if you sign up, you get access to this.
Yeah. Really. If they hype something, because really that would be a good way to do it. Like, you get access to it early. If you're a subscriber, you can already be playing it while these suckers are waiting for their dead tree versions to arrive. Yeah, that would be the way to get the young kids in on it. But yeah, so more interesting developments. I don't know. And so I guess that means because Roll20 now has drag and drop functionality with like PDFs and things for drive-through. They're supporting drive-through, and then now it's on Discord. So basically anything that's on drive-through, we can just drag and drop and be ready to go into Roll20. If you learn how to cobble together their custom character sheets, yeah, you can pretty much play anything now and have a reliable chat and video option. Interesting. But who knows how much that's going to cost you.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that is all for this week. So where can people find you, Matt?
Oh, I am on Threads and Instagram at Hargold. It's HAARGALD, where I'm talking a little bit about my Black Sword hack game.
Cool.
And I've declared myself a TTRPG generalist.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, no walled gardens for me.
Good.
I will play anything almost anytime.
Excellent. Well, that's not a bad place to be.
How about you?
Oh, and if you're interested in other things I do, check out Abuse Cartoons. So abusecartoons.com, and then Abuse Cartoons on YouTube and Twitch, where I occasionally draw it live. And that cartoon is on GoComics, so gocomics.com/domestic abuse. And if you like what's going on here with the weekly, consider becoming a weekling, a supporter directly of our weekly news and information roundup. So go to patreon.com/upturntable, and that's one of the tiers. And then you can chat with us and let us know what you'd like to see on the weekly, and submit us some leads and interesting topics that you'd like to see discussed. And basically everything that we do on Upturned Table is available on upturntable.com, and we're on YouTube and Twitch. And this also goes out on X and Facebook and Kick and all kinds of weird places if you'd like to watch this live stream. But becoming a patron allows you to listen to the audio, which we are specifically recording with Audacity right now, to give you a nice cleaned up version of this discussion that you can just listen to on the RSS feed through Patreon. So very easy to find. And this will also go up on YouTube and Twitch into the archived videos. So Upturned Table on all social media. So that will do it for this week. So thank you again, Matt, for co-hosting. And we'll be back again soon. Check out Matt's link. I put a link to your drive-through store in the description. So see what Matt is up to, what he's written for other games and stuff. So we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Goodbye. Oh, wait, let's do the countdown. All right, I don't know. I'm not ever going to be hired to produce a show professionally anytime soon. Let's go back to space here, too. There we go. Battle of the Network Stars. There we go. So good to see everybody in the chat. How is it going? So, yeah, dude had to head off, but Carolina was first in. Nice. And this Matt Robinson, I don't know what he's doing. He just keeps harassing people. I don't know what he's in there for, but if you can get a handle on him. And Orcus, good to see you. Nice. Oh yeah. So Orcus was talking about the Traveler session. Nice. So yeah. Speaking of, so you said that Mongoose did fix the rules. You think that the latest version is pretty decent from what they did?
I like it better. I played old GDW Traveler. It was with somebody else for a while. I didn't play that, and then I briefly got to play the Mongoose one, and it was just it feels more smooth. Like it feels like it less clunky. Some people get angry that you can't die in character creation, but technically you could die. You know, it's just they don't make you die.
I see. Yeah, Modifius had a lot of that still in their some of their life path. I think the early 2D20 life path stuff, you could get a pretty messed up character that was basically unusable by the time it made it out. So they're continuing in that tradition. Because you could suffer many setbacks during creation. Oh, that's cool.
Space is a dangerous place, you know.
Yeah. I'm just for the Mongoose stuff. I'm not a big fan of the Traveler artwork. Is okay. Like I like if they could have kept to a simpler, because even the paranoia stuff isn't super evocative. It's kind of low rent. The illustrations that they do for the new paranoia.
Yeah. Paranoia will always be Holloway to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was when it was with who was that? Not GDW.
Was it West End?
West End. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. It was all Holloway art, and so that's like how I think of paranoia.
Yeah. I really wish they would have spent some money to get something else going on. Sorry, apologies again for the voice doubling at the beginning. I do have a version of it that was recorded without that, so hopefully. Nice. Oh yeah, Orcus called it. Yeah, Black Metal would have been a much better name for that game. Yeah, than trying to work in the Mork or the Borg somewhere. Yeah, definitely. And even their illustration kind of looks like that. All the color stuff is the mechs are just all silhouette. They're just like edge lighted, black hulks. So yeah, nice.
I want to make a Muppets version, like a Muppets adaptation of that system, that license, and call it like MEK-KNIGHT.
Right.
MEK-KNIGHT.
Nice. Oh, hey, Orcus mentioned DM Dave as well. Yeah, so I think I saw something. I think I saw a video about like DM Dave's fulfillment center and stuff. Yeah, so I guess it is a pretty impressive store, and they're handling so people that are working through DM Dave for fulfillment and publishing. They're actually using their facility. It's actually like the store and warehouse is where stuff ships out from. So
where are they? Are they in LA?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah. So Orcus says his friend was in his store. Let's see if Google knows. It looks like a strip mall. I don't know. Oh wow, yeah, they have a very big Oh, come on. Yeah, there's a on the. Do they have a about us where we're located? No. DM Dave needs a Google map. Wow. Yeah, that's. Oh, this would be a fun place to go. Their inventory looks insane.
Is it just called DM Dave's or what?
Yeah, it looks like. Do they show the sign? No, they don't. It's a lot of glass. They have a picture of the. I think it is. Yeah, just called DM Dave's.
Why does it not show up in Google Maps? I think this place isn't real.
No. But there's a photo. But that's cool. I mean, I think that's good thinking to try to get the most use. Have a U.S. distribution center if they're
Norman, Oklahoma.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, snap! Yeah, I won't be going there anytime soon.
Nice. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, isn't like GW's in like Tennessee? Like, yeah, a lot of people are moving south of the Mason-Dixon to distribute their games.
Haven bullshit.
Yeah. Yep, that's true. Nice. Let me get back to nice.
Yeah, I probably told this story before, but because Traveler was mentioned, did you know that Firefly was based on a Joss Whedon Traveler campaign?
Really? Wow. Yeah, that makes me like him more. I liked him a lot less after his like weird, all his weird feminism, his weird male feminism, and then the sexual harassment. It's like, wait. What's all this? Yeah, that's funny. It's strange that because he was such a go-to and such a name for a while for like, you know, punching up scripts, and like they, you know, Warner Brothers had him try to fix Justice League and stuff. And then that all turned around when people that, you know, didn't have a career to lose anymore said, hey, he was actually really bad to me on set.
Yeah. Yeah, he was like Marvel's fixer for a minute there.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
he does write punchy dialogue.
Yeah, and I never got into Buffy or anything, but I liked Firefly a lot, and enjoyed stuff I could feel his hand in. But yeah,
Buffy was fun. It was sillier than Firefly, but it was fun.
Yeah, it's really funny. And Miguel, how's it going? Oh yeah, Miguel missed the Doom Metal. Use your BattleTech miniatures to you can just dip them in black paint and you're ready to go with MEKBORG. Nice. Yeah, 900 million. Orca said that's a lot of Star Wars Unlimited they need to shill. Yep.
I can't even conceive. Like, I know Asmodee was a really big game company, but it's still just a tabletop game company.
Yeah.
$900 million? Come on.
Yeah, I mean, not that many people under 20 play, you know, physical games anymore. I think it's harder and harder to, you know, unless there's, you know, a broader interest. I think everything is still very digital. That's very funny. Yeah.
I wonder if that'll make Disney nervous. And they'll yank their license again. They've done that before.
Yeah, that's interesting.
On the Star Wars stuff.
Right. No, that's true. Yeah, I wonder if we're gonna see some desperate moves. You know, just like trying to get into licensing areas where they haven't before, just reskinning every board game they can. We'll see Barbie, Settlers of Catan, or whatever. I don't know. Whatever they get their hands on. I guess they can't get Barbie. That's firmly in the Monopoly and the Hasbro world. Wow. Yeah, that's Miguel mentioned that. Yeah, after Christopher Tolkien passed, I think the grandchildren don't quite have the respect for their grandfather's work. So
they're cashing in.
Yeah.
Their generations of them are set for life.
Mm-hmm. They got that Frodo money. Yeah, that's crazy.
Hey, in June they're re-releasing the Lord of the Rings movies in theaters.
Really? Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
I'm gonna go check those out. I think.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'd love to see those again in the theater. It's such a different experience, because some of the techniques that Peter Jackson used on TV, on televisions, yeah, they look their age, but I still think in the theater they'll work just as well as they did, back then.
Yeah. Did you see any of the Hobbits with the higher frame rate?
No, yeah, I didn't.
Oh
Yeah,
god, we saw the first one that way, and
uh-huh.
it was so annoying. I hated every minute of it.
That was so weird. Do you think that's how they got Peter Jackson to do it? They said, "Yeah, go ahead and play with some new technology if you want," because I remember like with the first movie, there was all kinds of that was the big thing they were doing, and yeah, it. I don't think anybody enjoyed it. It just made everything look cheap and weird, like you're just watching a bad TV show.
Yeah, they did those, and I think the whole industry was like, "Oh, okay, well, we know not to do that."
Yeah, I wonder because he does so many. Like he often does that weird, smeary time effect. Like he did that on like King Kong and a few of the scenes in in Hobbit and Lord of the Rings movies. That just weird. I don't know what that is, but when things are just time distorted, it's kind of not the ring effect, but this other weird thing. He does that a lot, and you can't do that on a high frame rate. That would look terrifying. Like he plays with frame rate a lot on the lower end. So yeah, I don't know. That was a weird choice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So well, that's cool. Yeah, I really wish they were during the pandemic. The Lord of the Rings movies would occasionally one of them would pop up in the theaters here. There was a lot of weird like 80s and 90s movies like Back to the Future and of course Top Gun because of Maverick. But those were like random movies that were just popping up in movie theaters, probably just because there was no foreign distribution rights to buy. So they just went into the back pages of the bargain section of the catalogs. But oh, that's cool. I'm glad they're not doing it's not like a remaster or anything. Putting in with all new CG Gollum.
Oh, I wonder if it'll be the extended ones though. That'd be kind of cool.
That would be amazing. Yeah. Yeah, to see those in the theater would be nice. It would be quite a
That's a lot of time in a
yeah,
theater. I don't think the theater owners would like that very much.
That's true because I think that's 2 screenings a day maximum. Yeah. Yeah. So unless they charge $100 a ticket, yeah, I don't think they're gonna gonna like it.
It's $100 a ticket. I'll have to pass.
Right.
I have the Blu-rays. I'll just
yeah, but extended that would be really cool. I don't know though. I don't know if those probably were never meant to be like were never mastered. They were probably only mastered for DVD and Blu-ray, so they probably weren't. Who knows if there's some trouble? But everything's digital projection now too. I'm surprised because I worked in a movie theater back in the days of like hauling those 6 heavy cans around of or I guess 4. It's like 4 minimum 4 cans of reels that weighed a ton, and you had to splice them all together on a big like turntable, a big platen, I think it was called, and so it's one giant reel. And let me tell you, some terrible things can go wrong with a bad splice. There was one guy that I was working with that I think 2 whole reels of the movie, like it snagged at one of the splices. Half of the picture went one way, half of the picture went another, and he came over to the projector, and when the movie was finished, with 2 piles of a split, of a film strip split down the middle, laying in 2 piles on either side of the machine.
No.
So yeah, you got to order those replacements like right away, and yeah, it's really. When it was physical stuff, it was really crazy. And of course, it's you have to lock the cans, and it's like high, not crazy high security, but they don't want these things stolen. So it was pretty you had to be pretty precious with the handling of them. So when things go wrong, yeah, it's not it's not good.
Yeah, it was well, I don't know if it is like this anymore. Probably not. But the projectionists were like the only decently paid people in the theater, from what I understood.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's the only job. I mean, the only benefit you get is you get to see everything the night before, or a couple nights before, for free. You know, like because they have to do a rundown of every movie to make sure that there's the prints don't have any bubbles or weird color problems or anything. So you have to run down every movie. So it has to go through the projector once before it's shown to the public. That's the rules of certain companies. And so you get to watch those movies for free. And, this was like 90s. So you could smoke stuff in the theater. You could drink in the theater. You could do whatever you wanted because, nobody, they had to run it and you were off work, so you're just hanging around. You're not going to kick yourself out of the theater. So it was fun. I remember seeing like Seven and some stuff for the first time. We didn't get Pulp Fiction. That was a thing that was, I wish we would, the little art house it was a college town, so the little art house got Pulp Fiction. But it was still some pretty fun movies that had a big effect seeing them the first time without any kind of setup.
That's cool.
But there was some fun stuff. movie theater talk. And you only had to wear your little red vest when you went downstairs and the public could see you. So that was the other perk of being a projectionist. Oh man. Yeah, that's mall Cineplex work, basically. Nice.
Arturo said there's a great appendix in for Traveler.
Oh, that's cool. Wow.
Now I gotta look that up.
And of course my chat stopped working. There we go. Cool. Oh no, Dungeons and Dates. Yeah, I think that was a good idea, Matt. I hope nobody from WotC heard that, but releasing that Vecna thing as some kind of exclusive. That would have been a great launch for their platform, though. Because they have all the assets and everything. I still think that's the worst idea ever. Yeah.
Get this video up on YouTube quick so I can sue them.
Yeah, right. That's right. Well, it's up as we speak. So as of the moment that you said it, so that's a. I can't believe we're not quite halfway through, but we're a third of the way into the 50th anniversary, and we're still seeing minimum, just weird half collabs, Pop-Tarts and Converse, and nobody else is doing much. And we didn't talk about, but was it the CFO? Oh no, that was. Oh, sorry, no, that's. Oh, I'm confusing the giants. That was Games Workshop. Yeah, the CFO of Games Workshop just stepped down and cashed in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she just cashed in like 60% of her stock. So yeah, I don't know if that was in like response to the latest, turmoil, and she's just like, yeah, I'm kind of tired of this bullshit, and I think this company's gonna make a couple of mistakes, and they're gonna have some dark days. But yeah, that's right. That was Games Workshop, not. But they, I guess the president. Wizards lost their president and CEO, and then Games Workshop lost their CFO. Yeah, so that was surprising, but who knows? I mean, maybe there's better industries. Maybe Big Pharma was calling her name. She was like, "Fuck this little plastic dudes. I'm going to the big leagues." Miguel said, Catalyst said in their latest podcast that Battletech Kickstarter is still aiming for June. Oh.
Mm. Oh yeah, and people are getting their mothership.
Oh, nice. I hope someday to have a mothership.
I think was it either Nathan said he got his.
Oh.
Yeah, I think Nathan said he got his. That's cool.
That's-
Did you get that? Did you get
Yeah,
in on that?
yeah,
one?
I backed it, but yeah, haven't. I'll probably recently. It used to be we had a little bit of an advantage. They would try to send early, maybe because that was the biggest bite out of the shipping. But now things like rest of the world, as they usually list us,
Yeah.
gets it pretty late. Yeah, so we're usually the last to ship stuff out, and usually with the most problems, also most lost packages and stuff. It's got much further to go. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting that. So yeah, Zone Wars and Mothership said that they're coming in. They're
How many
fulfilling.
minis do you get in that Zone Wars?
10 in each, so there'll be 20 total. So five for each of the factions.
Okay.
And they look like the classic. They look like, because I think especially for the Mechatron, it looks like it broke down between the types, all the types of robots and stuff. So pretty cool.
And were these the little bigger, like the 40 millimeter?
I think they called them 32, but we'll see. Yeah, we'll see when they actually arrive. Because yeah, that seems to be kind of a sliding scale now. Some stuff looks bigger. Because that was.
Hey, Abyss made it.
Oh, nice. Abyss, how's it going? Oh my. Yes, we're in the cool Super 80s. The Sunday night movie will return in a moment. Oh, somebody put up a YouTube video of all of the bumpers and previews of like kind of obscure 80s HBO stuff. And I can't believe how nostalgic that is. I never had HBO. We always lived too far in the countryside or whatever for cable. But every friend that I would spend the night at their house, that's all we would do is watch HBO or Cinemax or whatever all night. And I think back in the day, there was only HBO for the longest time. But
I really would. I wish HBO would still at the start of every show do the remember the logo would kind of rotate slowly and they'd play that theme over it.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
Yeah,
that was very cool. Yeah, they really changed how they present stuff. But yeah, because they tried to go so over the top. This is like, it's movie theater graphics, but it's also like this, luxury brand. Like this is the box office in your home. This is a movie theater. You're seeing things that have never been seen without commercial interruption. Yeah, that was, and they did that before they even got to that part of the logo. They did that weird flyover scene. Like they came out of a window and a dad was like carrying a bowl of popcorn to the sofa. They pulled out of the house and they did this flyover of obviously like Mr. Rogers level, like miniature houses and trees. And they flew over all of these hills and then they got to the big logo that turned on its side. Yeah, but all those bumpers and stuff are super nostalgic.
I remember. When I was a kid, we didn't have HBO, but a friend of my mom's that she worked with had HBO. Sometimes she'd watch me when I was little, and so I'd watch her HBO. and like I remember seeing weird, like YouTube's had a huge concert in Hawaii back in the day, or U2 did. Before they were, well known. Really.
Wow.
And I just had this picture in my head of watching it and like, who the hell is this? And Bono's marching out with the white flag on the pole, and like it's just so early 80s and
a bunch of pasty Irishmen on a Hawaiian beach. Nice.
I watched that. Do you remember that vampire movie from the 80s called The Thirst?
Mm-hmm. Oh,
yeah. Watch that on there. Freaked me out.
Yeah, there's some good stuff and stuff that I think I only ever saw on HBO. Only like at the time, when they were doing their thing. Yeah, it's really funny. Early cable, and it's funny that's just kind of going away. But the weird thing that seems to be happening though is more and more stuff, like better quality stuff, is starting to be offered on those advertising based platforms like Pluto and all of those things that are like websites and apps, and it's all free, and they do channels. So this programming, and so you tune into the Adventure Channel or whatever, and there's a movie, you're in the middle of a movie. So people, and I don't know if it's just like older users or whatever, people are like tending to like go back to not having to pick a bunch of thumbnail posters of a movie they want to watch, but just tuning into a channel that's streaming a genre, or streaming like, all of the Godzilla movies, or, all of the Farscape or whatever. And you just jump into whatever season or whatever movie they're playing. So people still kind of like that, it's like alive and happening.
And I think people really are, some people are really kind of moving back, gravitating more to the weekly release schedules too. Like as much as it's kind of cool to just sit down and binge something that's good, it's also kind of cool to have that weird sort of anticipation from week to week.
Oh yeah.
And like Fallout, because it got greenlit for a second season already, of course. And I think the second season, they're going to do that thing where they drop like 2 or 3 episodes, and then they go weekly after that. And I think I like that.
Well, there were like the last season, because a lot of even TV series that are weekly, they take so long to build an audience. And I think the most interesting example of that was Breaking Bad. So Breaking Bad, they were forced to do like a 5th or 6th season. Like they wanted to end it earlier, but the audience was so big, the viewership was so big that the AMC talked them into doing another season. And I just remember every episode was exciting and people were talking about it, and it was just like we knew it was coming to an end, so how is this going to end? And they weren't, it wasn't amazing, but it wasn't disappointing. Like it wasn't Game of Thrones levels of disappointment. But yeah, I think that's a fun, there's so few things like water cooler talk kind of things to be involved with anymore, that when those things happen, I think it's really fun. It is, I guess, kind of hard for it to artificially make that happen. But I think Fallout, they had some nice cliffhangers between episodes, and all that work to get that cliffhanger, and it's like 5 seconds. It's like 5 seconds of, I wonder what's gonna happen next. Oh, here's what happens next. Oh, give me a second, I'll be right back. Sorry. Hey, sorry about that. Are you still there, Matt?
Yeah.
Hey.
I didn't realize you turned me off, and I'm like asking Miguel and Abyss questions.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, I should have walked away. Yeah, I was just worried there'd be a lot of noise if it was like package deliveries or whatever. But it's the danger of working, recording at home. But look what the postman brought me. Oh, I'll put my address on the stream here. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. The latest prog. So they 2000 AD.
Oh.
So so it's 2378. So weekly. So it's still, there's not much to it. It's still pretty thin, but weekly 2000 AD comics.
Weekly comic.
Yeah. So the deal, they had a pretty decent deal, subscription deal, and sending it all the way to Japan. I think there still is a pretty low level like postage rate between England and Japan. There always has been, and I think it still exists. So for getting a magazine, it's not very much of a markup of their actual list price. So I was like, what the hell? I'll try it. And it's so funny because there's nothing. America doesn't do this. They don't do like, I guess it like, anthology or whatever, where they're releasing pieces of a story at a time. But Japan still does that. Like Shonen Jump is just little pieces of a story, and 2000 AD is too. So very nostalgic, this kind. And it's funny because you'll skip over stuff. There's stuff you don't read every week, but then if you run out of stuff to read, or you actually like something catches your interest, you can then go back and read the whole sequence of it. And then they collect the books. But 2000 AD, my latest obsession. They're bringing back ABC Warriors. I think Joe Pineapples is coming back in a series and stuff. So there's all kinds of fun and tons of Judge Dredd.
Yeah, I've been thinking about getting some of their omnibuses. But I just haven't done it.
Yeah, it's really fun, and the era that a lot of that early stuff is written, I just love it. The Strontium Dog collection was so good. I love that whole silly section, and because they're written, episodically as installments, the first panel is always the setup of the whole series again. Strontium dogs are bounty hunters that were affected by the radiation. It's like, okay, yeah, we know that, but they have to every 4 pages you get to read that again.
Didn't they do that with Rogue Trooper too? Like kind of sum it up every time?
Yeah. And they would, pick it a little bit up about, it's like, he's been captured by this, this group. And of course, that he is a genetically altered soldier. That they always had to do that thing. But yeah, I love that style. And it was just, it was too good to pass up. I had never read the original. I think I picked up like one or two, like, being actually at a shop in England, like seeing that on the shelves or in the newspaper stand or whatever. I picked up a couple of older ones, but yeah, it's an interesting, like the quality is, it's nice and full color, like American comics, and produced like the same kind of, quality, but the paper quality is interesting. It's okay. It's not so glossy that it seems like it doesn't wear well, but that's probably the intention because they sell nice collected volumes of the stories. But Japan has that thing where the comics are meant to be thrown away. The big fat Shonen Jump, it's just printed on this weird, pastel colored, pink and green and yellow paper, and with like maybe half ink, like half the ink they would use to actually publish. So it's a little light and faded, and you're supposed to just read the story and just toss it in the trash or recycle it. So collecting those is like pointless because it's like collecting newspapers, that it's just going to slowly decay.
Yeah, that's too bad. I mean, do they ever put out like retrospective editions or anything?
Oh, they collect things. Yeah, if you don't need to read the story like right as it's coming out, because literally a lot of the manga artists, they wrote that and drew it the week before it was printed. Like it's so immediate. The studios produce the boards for their comics and they come out right before they go to print. So if you don't need to read it right then, you can wait, and they pretty regularly release, like every few months, the collected versions. But of course, collected versions are more like a smaller kind of A5 maybe format.
Those would be like the manga books that we buy at like Barnes and Nobles kind of thing.
Yeah, with the volume numbers on them. So those are many weeks. There are many collected weeks altogether. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so it's funny. It's funny how different the publishing is between countries, like what different audiences want and stuff. So it just makes it crazy because those same considerations have to go into tabletop publishing and stuff. Like the quality you're going to put into releasing some of these books is probably wasted in certain markets because they just want the rules. You could print the rules out on newsprint, and they want to write on them, and it's like there's probably a lot of different expectations. But yeah.
For the record, Abyss, I don't live in the TV. Jeremy does let me out when we're done.
Yes, I connect a coaxial cable, and Matt becomes corporeal for a short time.
Like a temporary max headroom.
Right. Yeah, we should get you a green screen. So you're just green behind you, like, one of those like nylon ones with the frame on them or whatever. And then you could look exactly like me. We would look like we were in the same room.
Oh, just blend it together.
Yeah. So you just send me the video of you with a green background, and then I can drop it out in OBS, and so we'll look like we're sitting next to each other, like they did during COVID. All of the panel shows in Japan, it was literally people in different rooms in a studio, and they collaged them all together, so it looked very surreal. You're like, they're not reacting to the presence. Like that guy almost hit her in the face, but yeah, that's weird. It didn't happen, and yeah, they tried to like keep it looking exactly like it does, pre-pandemic. It was very funny.
That's true. If we do that, there won't be a TV.
That's true.
I think I have a giant one in my garage. It's like 6x8, I think. That we used when Will and I
were on
YouTube for half a second, but I don't want to. No, I'm not going to set that thing up. It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, they have those ones that are basically like a maybe 4-foot diameter circle on a frame you can twist and like put it in a little thing, but it just like straps on the back of your chair. So yeah basically only right behind where the camera would see.
I'd lean back and knock it over.
Right, of course.
That's why I'm hiding my massage parlor shoji screens from Abyss.
Right, yeah. You always get a comment. Abyss says, I will eat the lies for the sake of immersion. Nice. I'll just need to find an appliance I can put myself in. Oh.
Miguel's off to get some European coffee.
Oh, nice.
He's in Europe, apparently.
Oh, very cool. See you later, Miguel. Thanks for stopping by. That's awesome. Wow. Yeah, it must be a nice season before the heat. It'd be nice to be near the Mediterranean before summer kind of set in. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know the rainy seasons and stuff, if they have rainy springs or not.
Yeah, depends on where you are, I guess.
Yeah, nice.
You go up to England and it just rains all the time, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, don't go too far. Yeah, don't go too far north. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we've got in about a month, we've got the rainy season here, basically the monsoon season, where it just like, constant. It's funny too, because it doesn't rain constantly. It's intermittent, but when it rains, it is so heavy. It's just like falling into a swimming pool. Like if you get caught without an umbrella and you don't get out of the rain, you may as well have jumped into a pool. Yeah, it's crazy. Because I made that mistake. I would see people as soon as it started to rain just like hide under overhangs and just stand back for 5-10 minutes and wait for it to end. I'm like, I'm not afraid of no rain, and I just keep walking in the rain, and you are so drenched by the time you walk down the block. It's amazing how heavy the rainfall is.
Is that the reason why, like before the U.S. and their buddies forced Japan to open up? Mm-hmm. Was that why like wheeled vehicles like wagons and things weren't really a thing in Japan? It was just because of the rain?
Yeah, it might be. Because they couldn't keep roads, because you see that in the old, Edo period movies, people are just walking on dirt paths everywhere. And that was, the mode. And probably it would be so muddy that, you wouldn't be able to get wagons through much of anything. And that's why they had the carried, a lot of carried transportation.
In that Ken Watanabe show I've been watching, the first episode, he gets taken for a ride in one of those... like that palanquin kind of thing. Yeah. What do they call it? Koge or Koga or something? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that was... and even like to ford rivers and stuff, if it wasn't deep, people would literally like carry you on their shoulders. There'd be like workers, guys that are in the little fundashi, like the little, wrapped little mummy looking underwear that would just carry you on their shoulders. You didn't want to get your kimono wet or whatever if you're wearing decent clothes. So they would just carry you on their shoulders across streams and things where if it was only like waist deep, because there weren't bridges and things. So a lot less infrastructure, back in the time, and people just walked everywhere. Like all of the so many of the names, place names and stuff, just mean a bridge to the east, a bridge to the west, a bridge to the north. Like so many, anything that ends in bashi just means, yeah, this is the town that's by the bridge that goes to the other place.
Abyss is playing Frosthaven. Nice.
Oh, nice. Oh, one major issue. My friend's kid has chickenpox, and we have to. Oh no! Oh no!
I hope you've already had chickenpox.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not a thing to get late in the game.
I got it when I was 14, which at the time was considered kind of late to get it. It effed me up. I was out of commission for a couple weeks.
Wow.
My brother, who gave it to me, was only like 6 at the time.
Oh.
And he was over it in like 2 days.
Right. Yeah, I was lucky to get it. It was probably because of the shitty public schools I went to, but I got it early in both cases, measles and chickenpox.
Oh, I never had the measles. I dodged the measles one.
Oh, nice. Yeah, chickenpox in like grade school was always horrifying. When the kids, they weren't contagious anymore, but they came back and they're still covered with all the little scabs and stuff. You know, it's like, oh no,
the little dark nub things.
Yeah.
I have actually. I had those pretty bad too, and I have like a little scar on the side of one eyebrow. If you look close, you can see, and it's like a little crater from one of those things.
Yeah, it was the one you accidentally scratched a little too hard. Like you actually, oh no, that's gonna leave a mark, and it did. Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, there's some variation of measles that's going around in Japan that people are pretty paranoid about right now for adults. I forget what it is, but yeah, it's one that they may not have vaccinated for very well here. So that's no good.
Yes. We just have it again here because people are stupid.
Oh, right.
I'm not taking no vaccination.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah. That's amazing, and I guess that's why, because that exists. That's why they forced the all the COVID stuff down people's throats and said no airplanes, no shopping. They did all kinds of heavy duty restrictions because they knew there'd be a lot of debate.
Yeah.
But that was weird. Now that they play, you go back and listen to how people were talking. That's pretty weird. The kinds of stuff people were saying. If they're not going to do this, fuck them, let them die. It's like, well, okay, let's not. These are like public figures that are just being pretty rough about who's going to live and die through this thing.
Yeah, it was a weird time, and we all had too much extra time to think about it too.
Really, that was part of the huge problem. Is you're just sitting around going, "Is this the end of the world? Is this how it ends?"
I was talking to somebody the other day. Like, it's hard. It's sort of a guilt thing. Is like, because we're gamers or whatever, and we probably are used to just sitting at home and reading or watching a movie or whatever. So there were parts of the pandemic that I was kind of okay with.
Yeah, that's
true. Work from home and just screw around on the internet and watch movies? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that prepped a lot of people, because there's still companies that they gave up the office space at that time, so nobody had to go back. I think still, there's a lot of, I don't know if it's full-time employees, but Google scattered their employees to the wind and just said, go home and don't have to come back. But the horrible thing that Google did is they said, wait a minute, you were making a San Francisco salary, weren't you? And now you're living here. And they adjusted people's salaries based on their zip codes. That was so brutal. Yeah.
But Google is weird. I have a cousin who works for them, and he is super bummed right now because they basically coddled people on their campus. He never had to grocery shop. He would just go to the campus and eat.
Wow.
and they just cut that. They just cut that out. They stopped doing it. And he's like all depressed because he has to be an adult now.
Right, right. Yeah, you're not going to the kindergarten of Google Campus anymore, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's funny. All that tech stuff, like having these like entertainment rooms and these meditation spaces and stuff, for everybody had a lot of extra facilities that cost money. They cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Now, it's kind of the reckoning for all that stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, a lot of like the almost office space, office space collapse. The real estate market for office space is a mess right now. Nobody wants to do that anymore. Abyss says the Dark Ages never went away. That's right. We're still living in them. We just have to go to work now. We take public transportation. That's the only difference. Yeah, it's very brutal. Well, we've got I should have mentioned that on the main cast, but Dune tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. Nice, and I'll pray that the gods of Foundry will look upon us favorably, and we'll have a connection that is usable. But it's nice, backing that up is not it's not as hard. Like once the main stuff is up there, backing it up to the Forge, which is the online hosting service you can use. I guess there's a couple of them. I can't believe there's enough of a user base to support multiple hosting services for Foundry. But the Forge is once everything's up there, it's not hard to make them the same. So we'll see. So looking forward to it. So about the same time tomorrow. Keep an eye on the channel, and we'll be playing some Dune and seeing how
a little earlier, right?
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh, sorry, earlier than this. Yeah, I think we'll get our act together before 3 p.m. Hopefully. Yeah. That's pretty late for everybody else. All right.
Is that what it is right there?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
3 o'clock.
Yep. Yes. Very cool. Well, good. Yeah, looking forward to it, Matt. And thank you so much again for being here. I appreciate it. And I love the background. I love the art.
Little Errol Otis for you.
Beautiful. I can't believe people have those original boards. I think he painted on board, like canvas boards. I can't believe that's like around. People have those. It's amazing. All right. Well, thanks so much. And so Upturn Table on all social media. Thank you guys for being members and supporters. And anyone that's listening to this, you can be a free member on Patreon. So we opened up the free, so you get posts on the updates, and things that aren't for patrons, you'll get updates on Patreon. So it's a good way to post things that everything regarding the channel. So thank you so much, and see you again. Goodbye.
Bye.